Yo, what's up guys, ceejaybeatz right here. How you doing? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new on my channel, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also smash the notification bell so you get to be updated when I drop a new video. Alright, so basically today I'm going to be teaching you guys how I made a boom bap type of beat. This is basically like an 80s type of instrumental. In the 90s, in the 80s, and the 70s type of sounds. So I'm just gonna give you guys a highlight of each of the sounds, how I came up with it, and how I made a beat from it. Alright, first of all, obviously I always start with my drums because the boom bap, the drums are always very important. The drums keep it groovy, the drums make it bouncy, the drums make it a boom bap. So basically this is the drums, this is actually my snare, and this is how it sounds like. I'll put on the metronome. Most boom bap instrumentals start from like 80 BPM down to like 90. So let's listen to the snare. So basically I had to make the snare sound in some type of variations. So there's gonna be a little bounce when the kicks come in. This is how the kick sounds like basically. So let's assume it goes in like this. Something like that. Basically there's a bit of lagging in it. So I used like different multiple snares. I use this particular snare to be like a background. I use this snare as the main sound, which you noticed, and I use this as a fill up, which didn't come in at every point. You would have noticed this particular sound in the snare, which sounded like a deep sound. Yeah, it was to make the beats had this variation in it. Then I'm just gonna play you guys the kick with just the snares. This is how it sounds like. This is how it sounds like basically. Right. So for the kick is the same normal kick, but at the ending point of the kick I made it to be in this section. You have to put the snap to grid to 1/3, and normally we would have put it here. Normally we would have put it here, but a little bit of time space was needed over there, so that was why I put it there, to give it this nice kind of like vibe. And then I moved to my bass. The bass was very easy. I used two sounds. I used the boo bass, which is a stock plugin, and I use the sounds right here just to like make it a little bit thick. The boo bass has more of the mid, and the purity has more of the bass in it, and it's just a simple bass pattern, which basically sounds this way. Wait, let me turn on the metronome. So basically you would notice the groove in the bass, and I didn't make the bass have a specific velocity, because if all the sounds has the same velocity there wouldn't be no form of humanization in it. You know, when you're playing the bass in real life, there's no how you want to play it. You're gonna play all sounds in the same volume. So you know, I played around with the velocity. The same thing with this, I just made sure that it wasn't the same flow. Some of them was louder, so it gives you this special feeling in it. And then let's listen to it now with the bass and just the drums in it. This is basically how it sounds like with the bass and the drums. So basically when you hear a boom bap, one of the major things that is very important is the hi-hat. The hi-hat gives it the groove, and this is a hi-hat that I created. As you can see, TBM hi-hat loop 87 BPM. And I'm gonna make, if you guys want me to make a loop kit for boom bap, some hi-hat loop from boom bap, just put it in the comment section and I'll see to it. I have a shakers loop that I made from an instrument, and I'm gonna put the download link in the description. So if you're an Afrobeat producer and you need an Afrobeat shakers loop, check the description to be able to get it. And let's listen to it. This is how the shaker sounds like. Basically, it looks like a shaker, obviously, but it's a hi-hat with some noise radio effect in it, and gives it some nice taste to make the boom bap sound perfect. So basically, having the hi-hat with the bass, the snare, and the kick, this is how it all sounds like. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Yeah. I'm sure basically y'all could feel the vibe in it. The hi-hat made it totally sound different and made it more spicy. So apart from that, I made a percussion loop one time, and I'm like, okay, why don't I just add this percussion loop? Why don't I add this percussion loop to make the beat sound a little bit better and a little bit different? And this is how the percussion loop sounds like. If you all want this percussion loop, just put it in the comment section and we'll see how we can get it right straight into your data files. This is how the percussion loop sounds like. Right, most times boom bap is just straightforward, so I decided to add this Afrobeat loop I made, to spice it up a little bit. And basically, guys, this is how it sounds like with the loop, the bass, and the drums. Obviously, let's not forget the aspect of the open hi-hat. In a real life drum, whenever you're creating this type of music that is not digitally inclined, you have to think like a drummer, think like a bassist, think like a real keyboardist and all that kind of stuff. You gotta be flexible. It doesn't have to be a specific flow, the velocity change, the drum pattern change. You gotta make it look like it's a human recorded sound. It gives it this humanization feel, which makes the artist want to vibe more on it. And if you would want to listen and download these instrumentals, I would also leave a link in the description of where you can get it, to listen to it, to download to it, and vibe to it or whatever. So basically, the only thing left is the chords. So I'm just gonna play the chords with the loop. The chords is just a simple flow, as you can see, just nothing too special. And this, that's all. Then just that's all, nothing much in the chords. And let's listen to it starting from the beginning down to this point. Let's give it some vibe. You get what I'm saying?
It's CJ's beat.
So basically, this is like the intro part of the music, then the drums comes in. Yeah, you get me? Listen, okay. Then the chords come back in. So basically, guys, that is just a simple preview of how I made this boom bap instrumentals. Make sure you guys put a comment and tell me what you feel about it. Smash the notification bell, and check out the description for some extra links and some free downloads and some free files to add to your data files. Alright guys, peace out. CJaybeatz out of here.